Hello and welcome back to the What's Your Take podcast. I'm Joshua Miller, joined by my good friend, Juston Lewis. Say what's up to the people, man. He's got something on his mind. Today, of course, we're talking about Valdosta State football. We are 9-0 on the season, and they got West Georgia coming up next week. Coming off a big win against West Florida. The end of the road is nearing, Juston. I know you have a lot to say. What's on your mind, man?
First of all, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to be rude, but I just have a lot on my mind. I just have a few things I need to get off my chest. I just want you to know that there's a toxic culture at BSU right now. I think it's called loser boyfriend syndrome.
Loser.
So you see, because last year the Blazers came up with a saying when they won games, your boyfriend is a loser. And ever since that happened, after every win, that's everything that you see. Your boyfriend is a loser, your boyfriend is a loser, your boyfriend is a loser. But guess what?
What's that?
The time may be coming where we are the loser boyfriends.
And
Because I don't understand how a team that scores 20 points, is up 20 points at halftime, 20-0, can only score 6 points in the second half and allow the other team to score 21 points. Does that make sense to you?
But Justin, they were playing one of the best defenses in the nation in West Florida.
That doesn't mean anything because you were calling plays like you were trying to run a turtle race. I just don't like where this team is at right now. Normally, when you win a conference championship, you are throwing knockout blows. But the Blazers were on the ropes, and dare I say it, if there was a fifth quarter, might not be GSC champs this year.
Remember, West Florida was down 5 in the crunch time, and they're dancing.
They're dancing. They knew it.
They
knew it. Their offense just did not deliver. Drop passes, penalties. Their offense just didn't deliver for them. The defense did everything necessary. They held the national champs to 6.5 points. Neat, we go back to the North Greenville game. Yeah, Rogan saved you guys.
Put the cape on.
We listen, Josh, listen. I'm just going to say this, and I know we'll probably get to it at a later date. I know we'll get to it eventually. If you guys want to repeat as champions, have a lot of work to do. You can't get 9 penalties for 137 yards when the other team gets 6 penalties for 43. It's not like the refs are calling it one-sided. They're calling the calls both ways. But when you have a hold on a kickoff return that goes for 60 yards and it brings it from the opponent's 25-yard line to your own 25-yard line, that's a problem. When you have a receiver that gets the ball and he catches 2 passes for 70 yards, Buzz, I'm talking about you. Your efforts were wasted. You know how that drive ended in the first half? Rogan punted the ball into the end zone. Rogan Wells punted the ball into the end zone. You got 0 points from that drive. How? Somebody please explain it to me. Maybe you can make some sense of it. What did you see in the West Florida game?
Justin, well, I'm going to break it down into the rule of thirds. My rule of thirds right
like
here.
this.
You know,
I like
we learned this in
thirds.
mass media, but the rule of thirds in football. You know, we'll start with the offense. The team that should be breaking necks, 50 points per game, at least keep it interesting. I mean,
52 last year, easily. Not the same guys on the field.
Last 2 games,
I'm over here.
They scored 26 against West Florida and 20 against North Greenville. That's not even 50 what they averaged every game last year. And I feel like we were spoiled last year for the Kerwin Bell offense. I mean, live on the edge, score fast, play faster, or whatever that was. We were spoiled by that. Now we're looking at a team really good. Talent is still there, but offensively, we seem to get, to me, a little predictable. I mean, last year we pulled out, the Wells special in the Natty game. There were games where we throw in Ivory here and Seth here. There were games he's like, wow, that's a play. And now, like you said, they're punting with Rogan, lining up Ivory like he's really a slot receiver. And now we know he's Flash Gordon out there, but We got real receivers out there.
Yes.
So it's getting, I don't know. This is how I look when I watch the game sometimes. I'm just scratching my head. Now look at the defense. Stout from the line and secondary. But then you get the middle of the sandwich.
Ooh.
You get that middle of the sandwich, there's the peanut butter, but there's no jelly. And that's the linebackers. Free that man 47. Jamion Gaskin. We don't know where he's been. We've been looking for him too. He's on a milk carton. He's missing. We can't find him. Last year, 75 total tackles. He has 16 right now.
Through 9 games.
He's only played in 7.
I'm over here.
He's only played in 7 of the 9 games.
over here,
Limited
man.
snaps, obviously. This is a guy who led the team in tackles last year. Don't know where he is. Also, injuries to Nick Moss, another dog on the linebacker core. So now we're 2 great linebackers down. Of course, you got some new faces in there, but we saw it last game against West Florida. It's just that middle of the sandwich, very weak. And
What was your dad saying in the stands? Because he was at the game. What was he?
yeah, my dad came down to watch Valdosta play, and he said, man, y'all need some linebackers. And that's all you could see in that game because, like Justin said, West Florida tried to go over top, right? What happened, Justin?
Nothing there. It was still. They took care of it. Everything
Nothing
on
there.
the top is still.
Corey Roberts, AD, AB, all them boys locked up. But what they do when they go under? What happened, Justin?
First down.
Another
first down.
Another
Another
one.
first down. Like they just rolled down the field.
And-
They couldn't stop a leak.
That's where that linebacker's real soft. I mean, I don't know what, but we haven't seen that type of play from the linebackers in a long time. So, I don't know. And then we're going to get into the last rule, special teams. Now, I mean, punting and kicking, we're going to put that away, but we've never been a threat to score off special teams. Right or wrong?
That's very true.
I mean, Seth McGill, I like seeing him back there returning kicks.
If they wouldn't hold.
If they wouldn't hold. And I mean, Kenny Benjamin's injured. He's not there for the punt returns, which I wanted him back there, but we've never been a threat to take it to the house, to make a house call, none of that. And I feel like if you play, like how Justin mentioned, all those penalties, and then keeping the defense, letting teams score and stay with it, if you can't separate yourselves with that special teams, then you're just putting more and more weight on Rogan's back. You know what I mean? Not saying he's not strong enough, but he's already got a lot of weight he's carrying. So
I think we should note another thing. Getting back to when Rogan punted the ball, they were on the 28-yard line.
yeah, could have scored.
You could have kicked a field goal. Oh, except your kicker misses a lot of field goal attempts that are distant. So that special teams, we talked about it all early in the season, all fall camp, all spring. You lost Gavin and Andrew.
Right.
2 seniors last year. You have to find a way to get special teams going and get them sealing off that gap. Like you said, defense and special teams cannot put the pressure on offense. And then offensively, you guys can't move like turtles.
I know.
We're VSU students, go Blazers, all of that. Your boyfriend's a loser. We love it.
We love to see it wins.
But we need to see good wins. A win is not a win, unfortunately. In the records, they may say it, but guess what? After this weekend, which we'll get to, it's playoffs. And teams are going to be taking their shots at you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it the last 2 weeks. North Greenville, you almost lost. West Florida, you almost lost. Guess what? These next teams that you guys are playing, they're playing for a championship. They're not playing to go 4-7? Is that what North Greenville is right now? 4-6?
Something like that.
They're not playing for that. They're playing to get to the national championship. They're playing for pride. They're playing for a championship.
And mind you, there are teams like Slippery Rock out there coming
That
for people,
offense.
coming for next. And
That
Ferris State,
offense.
only game they've lost these past 2 years is against us in the national championship. So a lot of high caliber teams out there. And let's not forget, who was it, Notre Dame, where David Brown had a 100-yard touchdown.
Had to save them by the skin of the teeth.
The linebacker, last year's senior linebacker, David Brown, a 100-yard touchdown, pick 6.
Saved them by the skin of the teeth.
I mean, these are one of the many linebackers, honestly, that we don't see anymore. So,
You go to Craig Watts and other guys that are.
right.
But
Let's move on to the next segment. Now that the end of the road, we've covered that.
Let's get to something more positive.
Yes.
Let's do word association, guys.
Word association.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. We get words
You go first, man.
given by our producers, and we associate them with whatever comes to our mind.
I don't have a good track record with this, so
He
let's
doesn't.
keep that in mind.
So I'll go first. Thankful.
Oh.
Oh man, not only am I thankful for my mom, my dad, and everybody, and this man next to me, my producer back there. You know who needs to be thankful for somebody?
The Dallas Cowboys.
The Valdosta State Blazers need to be thankful for one man hailing from Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Oh wait, what did you say? He has the cape on.
Dun, 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 dun. Thankful for Rogan Wells. Yes. I know quarterbacks get all the love, but this is a guy that deserves all that love.
It's his third player of the week this week.
Third player of the week. How many picks he has this year? Like what, 2 or 3 maybe? I mean,
4, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
The kid, it's hard to really point out the negatives when it comes to Rogan. And honestly, if he wasn't there to run that game winner against Florida Tech,
Not Florida Tech,
North Greenville.
But he had that. He ran out of the stadium against Florida Tech.
He did. If he just wasn't Rogan, then I'm not sure if we would still be 24-0 or whatever they are now.
Yeah, definitely.
So thankful to Rogan Wells and thankful for everybody tuning in.
Gotta shout out to the people.
Gotta shout out to people.
Oh, to the people. All right, let's see what we got here. Turkey. Let's see. Turkey. Gobble gobble. Did I get pranked again? Is that is turkey
Turkey's
really the
when you
word?
get 3 strikes in a row.
Oh yeah,
That's a turkey.
No. Turkey. Let's say the Blazers might not need to eat a lot of turkey if they're playing on Thanksgiving weekend, because that'll be a semifinal game or a quarterfinal game. Excuse me.
That is clever.
Gotta think ahead.
Speaking of them getting ready, they're getting ready to play West Georgia on the road in Carrollton.
Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Are you ready
And
to
I'll
go?
be covering
Are
that
you ready
game.
to
Can't
go?
wait.
I'm ready to
In
go.
the freezing
I'm
cold
ready to go.
Carrollton, Georgia.
Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go?
Are you done? Are you done?
One of the biggest Gulf South Conference rivalries will resume this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Justin, how you feeling about this West Georgia game?
Well, you know, West Georgia is kind of sputtering through their season. They're not going to make the playoffs. I think they're 6-2, 6-3 right now. 4-3 in the conference, which is really uncharacteristic because they went undefeated in the conference aside from the issue last year. So it's kind of a weird game, but it's still the hottest rivalry in the Gulf South Conference. So you asked me how I feel. This is how I feel.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, North Greenville. Actually, let's take it back further than that. Let's go way back. Florida Tech. I said the team was going to come here with nothing to lose. You were in a shootout in the first half and finally pulled away, thanks to Buzz's big night. Then you go on the road, North Greenville. Rogan, you saved the guys. Then you have West Florida for the GSC championship right here in Titletown, USA, at the Bays. Second straight season that the Bays has seen the crowning of a GSC champ. Now you guys have to go to Carrollton.
It's cold. Colder than here.
I don't even care about the coldness.
I do.
The thing that is very important for you guys to keep in mind, they're playing for pride. And a team with nothing to lose is very dangerous. You guys have everything to lose. They just set the record for most consecutive wins. It's a 25-year-old record at 24. They broke a record that has been standing for 25 years. What are you going to do? Are you going to fold? Are you going to let them beat you? Or are you going to come out and send a message not just to the GSC, but to the nation? That's how I feel. It's on them. I just sit here and peck away at my keyboard. I take a picture or two here and there. it's on you guys. How are you going to play the game? How are you going to coach the game? How are you going to prepare for the game? Because this is the last game before playoffs. So if you go in flat, guess what? You guys aren't going to be the 1 seed. And then you're going to have to go on the road.
This is the time to put your foot on their chest, if you're asking me. I mean, it's time to go for 50 or 60, and I mean, it's time to worry about that point total. Because at the end of the day, it gives you some momentum, gives you some confidence. When they go to Carrollton and play West Georgia, I mean, I need to see some of that old. I need to see first player to drive, go route. I mean, send it, bomb. I'm putting pressure early.
Feed LC.
Feed LC. I mean, we got other guys out there too. Buzz, great player. David White, great player. I know you got the backfield. Got the 2-headed monster back there. Really 3-headed with Rogan. But man, air it out a little more. That's what I feel. But I think they'll take the dub against West Georgia because I know it's been 2 straight 5-point wins for them. Now, I'm not saying it was going to be a blow or it's going to be close. I think they'll pull it off.
You're not saying 50?
I'm not saying 50. What? As much as I'd like to say 50, and I'm rooting for y'all to go for 50.
Well, how about this?
I know they won't go for 50.
Let's get a score prediction in. What are you looking at right now?
Oh, man. Oh, brother. After the last few games, I'm thinking 32 to like 24 or something. 21.
A win?
In a win. I got the Blazers winning, but I don't see them winning in blazing fashion. Going to keep it close, keep it tight. It's going to be boring those first 3 quarters till that 4th quarter, and it's like, wow, who's really going to win this game?
I think the largest margin in the past 10 years has been 5 points. No, that's inaccurate. Last year it was more than 5 points.
I think last year they just killed them.
Yeah, last year it was more than 5 points.
But
it's normally not a wide game. Well, the last 2 years aside, because the year before that they got blew out.
Yeah. I mean, but it is a rivalry. I mean, it's like anything's possible. Anything's possible. We're seeing that. What's that?
24-21. No. 24.
Yikes.
21. 24-21. 24-21.
I'm gonna stick with mine. I think VSU's going to get on the scoreboard early, keep keep West Georgia trying to air it out, and that's not going to really help with them with our secondary, or VSU's secondary. I got Seth McGill having another good game. He's been the money man this year. He has 10 rushing touchdowns.
Mr. Reliable.
Mr. Reliable. I know he's the second string, but...
Listen, Jamar and Seth are first string.
Yeah, they're first. They're co-first strings.
They both do incredible things. Jamar, it takes a few guys to get him down. He doesn't go down easily. I think there was one play in the game where he got tackled in the backfield and he just ducked under it. And of course, he still got tackled back there, but I was just impressed that he was able to stay up. And then Seth, he does everything, receiving. Right. He has the return game on lock now. It's crazy, man.
I just hope that they apply more pressure. Fix the penalties. But I mean, like I said, I need some of that. I need some of that juice. I want to see Ivory come in for one play and throw 60 yards, and
he can
give a 50-50 ball to somebody.
He can.
He can. We've seen it. But meanwhile, he's lined up outside for 7 or 8 snaps.
I told you after Delta, I didn't like that. I wrote a whole pick 6 column. It was a whole point, which also the pick 6 from last week is available now in the Valdosta Daily Times.
Valdosta Daily Times. Tune in, check it out. I'll also be covering the next game, West Georgia, so check me out too this coming weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I'd like to see the defense be a lot more aggressive. I think they have the pieces for it, especially up front. Shout out to Jadavian Williams. 2 sacks in the game. He was the only Blazer to get sacks. He's a mass media major. You know how we feel about mass media majors. We love you guys. So
right. We rock.
Shout out to you. I want to see them be aggressive. Thomas Incombe has had he's kind of dropped back a little bit. I want him to get in there and, do your thing. Like you said, it's the last game before playoffs. You go in there flat, might not be great.
All right, let's get some momentum, especially on the road.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, I think that wraps it up, man.
Yes, it does.
This
Yes,
is
it
second
does.
to last episode. Next time you see us, it'll be our final episode. We'll be sure to make it the best.
Say it ain't so, man.
It's so. The end of the road is near. This is Justin Lewis. I'm Joshua Miller. Thank you for tuning into the What You Take podcast, and we'll see you next time.